Hi there, welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. If you're new here, I'm Sheena and this is our homestead. Today we are just going to reset a little bit in the kitchen. We're going to make some banana bread. Angelina had a tournament that actually the last day is today. Today is President's Day. So the kids have off of school, but people don't really have off of work. So Rob is kind of going back and forth between the office and picking her up from the last day of this tournament, but she did really great and we had a really fun weekend watching her play. So now it's time to get back to some work and some chores. So we've got some bananas that got too ripe, so we're gonna make some banana bread. This is my all-time favorite recipe. It is from the Smitten Kitchen. I've added a little bit of my own twist to it. I will link the recipe down below for you. It is by far my favorite banana bread recipe. So let's get to it. I've pulled some of the ingredients to make this a little faster of a process for us. Okay, so we are going to start with our melted butter. We are going to pour that in a mixing bowl. And then we are going to add our brown sugar. So we have a half a stick of butter, and this is a full cup of packed brown sugar. I actually am using vanilla paste instead of vanilla extract. It's just something that I found at Trader Joe's and I thought, why not give it a try? So it's actually got the little vanilla beans still in it, which I absolutely love that flavor and I love that texture. So I've put the paste right on top of my brown sugar so that I don't waste any. And we are going to just mix this together. So like I just mentioned, we already have our vanilla in there, and we are going to add 2 eggs. Aren't these beautiful? This is from an Olive Acre chicken, and this is from one of our Americana Easter egg chickens. So this one's green with speckles and this one is blue. I absolutely love the difference in all of the eggs our chickens lay. As you can see, it is quite the assortment. We don't even need to color Easter eggs. Ours come out looking beautiful. And finally, our chickens are laying again. We looked into their food and realized that it must be nutrient deficient, even though we've been feeding them the same thing for the last 8 or 9 years. Something must have changed in the formula and stopped them from laying. Originally, they stopped laying in September, which can be pretty normal because chickens do molt, and when they go through that process, they usually slow down or stop laying altogether. But that process only lasts like a couple weeks to a month, so we went from September to February without a single egg. Ducks stopped too. So talking to my other chicken friends, chicken mama friends in the area, their eggs came to a complete standstill as well. So we started looking into things and we started supplementing the chicken's food. And it took about 2 weeks, but after we did that, we started getting 8 eggs a day, which is great for the middle of February. So we are very happy about that because the price of eggs is really high. And to be feeding our chickens, let me tell you a little secret. So people always think when you get backyard chickens that you're going to be saving money on eggs, but that is not true. It's not true at all. The cost of feed, the cost of housing them, it's really a labor of love. And it most definitely costs more than even the prices at the supermarket today. It'd still be better off paying those than having your own chickens if you're only looking at it from a money perspective. But if you're looking at it from a perspective of your children are learning to care for an animal, that they get to see how life really works and where things really come from, just the pure enjoyment of a pet. Because our chickens are most definitely our pets, as you know. They're featured in our photos and they're in our house once in a while. We don't let them roam, but the kids will bring a chicken in or whatever just to say hello. So it's the whole process of that and knowing exactly what they were fed and what has been treated around them. We don't use any pesticides on our grass, no weed killer, nothing. So for me, that is worth the cost, all of those reasons. But yeah, I just a little talk there. Chickens. Let me know in the comments if you have chickens and what kind you have. We are getting a whole new batch of babies in April. I'm so excited. We are getting salmon favorel. I do not know if that's how you say it because I've only read it. I haven't heard anyone actually say it, so if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. But they're salmon favorel. They're really, really beautiful birds. They have cream and salmon colored feathers, and they even grow like a little beard on feathers. They're super cute, and they're supposed to be great layers in the winter time, which is definitely a bonus. And they are very docile, very friendly. So kids are really looking forward to that, as am I. We'll also be hatching some of our own babies. We have 2 roosters. And we did incubate last year, and it was probably the highlight of the year for the kids. It was a really fun process. So we will let you in on that when we get to that process because so much fun. Okay, so now we're going to add our mashed banana. We want about 5 medium bananas or 4 extra large. Now we're adding in baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Oh, and cinnamon too. We're gonna do the next step, which if you're a fan of mine, you know is my favorite step, fresh nutmeg. It makes everything taste 10 times better, completely next level. So if you haven't tried grating your own before, it's super easy. You just buy nutmeg in bulk. This was sent to me from a viewer, which is so super sweet. And you just get a good amount there. Really, really adds so much flavor. Okay, I have just 2 tablespoons of white sugar here. And now we're going to add in our flour a little bit at a time. We don't want pockets of unmixed ingredients, which can happen with banana bread if you don't evenly distribute. So just do about a 1/4 cup of flour at a time. Also, I really prefer my hand mixer when I'm making banana bread. It does a much better job than my KitchenAid. I love KitchenAid for like cakes and cookies and things like that. But I always pull out my hand mixer for my banana bread. Gives me a lot more control. Last round. Okay, this looks perfect, so I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Right, so now I have my buttered and floured dish. I'm choosing to use a decorative dish today. I know that it'll make it a little bit harder to scoop our banana bread out of, but that is okay. Kids do not mind. And I don't use wax or parchment paper anymore. I originally had the Whole Foods brand, If You Care, which was supposed to be the safest one. But I just read a study about how in extreme cold and in extreme hot temperatures, it's really not good for you, and it does release toxins. So another thing crossed off the list that I don't use, but that is okay. My grandmother and my great-grandmother didn't use those things and they got by just fine, so I think that I will be okay too. And I don't know, this one I'm going to experiment with coconut oil and flour and see if that does anything different. Because I think I'm going to have just a little bit extra to make a mini loaf. We shall see. All right, so let's get this into our baking dish. It looks perfect. Angelina's gonna be really excited when she gets home. The end of this week, we will be heading to Wisconsin Dells. My daughter, Angelina, has a tournament there this weekend. So we are going to enjoy some of the water parks there and also just watching her play. So that is going to be a fun little getaway. One of my all-time favorite things to do is to prep and plan for a trip. I don't know why, I've always been that way, but I love thinking about grocery shopping and what to bring and what everybody's going to need. It is definitely my idea of fun. So I will show you later this week how I do that, how I prep. You can share with me if you have any cool tips and tricks that you do when you go somewhere else with a family. Okay, so we're gonna get these in the oven. Our oven is at 350 and it's going to bake for 55 to 65 minutes. So let's get her in. Okay, while the banana bread is in the oven, I wanted to show you guys this. So I have here a boot tray. Rob got this at Menards and we usually use it for boots, but I was looking for something nice and long and kind of thin to be able to grow my wheatgrass seeds for our chickens. I kind of wanted to do a little project. Like I said, they've needed some more nutrients than they've been getting. So we are going to try this. So I've sprouted these already right here in the jar. They have little roots. I will show you. Can you see that? There you go. They're so cute. And my growing medium here is cocoa coir. Cocoa coir does not have a ton of nutrients in the soil, but that is okay if you are just using it to sprout seeds. We wouldn't use this to grow a full plant to maturity in, but sprouts are not full maturity plants, they are sprouts. So we are going to use it today as a little experiment. So I've broken up the soil here, and it is nice and moist. We're just going to sprinkle these. Obviously, when you are planting for long-term growth, like you want these to go to maturity, you wouldn't put this many this close together. But we are just growing sprouts, like I said, so we can pack them in nice and tight. I think the chickens are going to love this. Like I was saying earlier, we've had to supplement our chickens' food, so I'm experimenting with growing my own sprouts and fodder, whatever I can get my hands on to try, so that we can give them some extra nutrition and be a little bit more self-sufficient, because truly that's the goal. That's the goal. It's what I would like to help you all with. Going back to our roots. Get the rest of these little guys out here. Fill in some of the gaps. So to start these seeds, the hull on wheatgrass is pretty thick. So the instructions said to soak these overnight for 8 to 12 hours. So we did that, and then I left them in this jar with a stainless steel lid, and I I rinsed them 3 times yesterday during the day, and then let them dry out. I should say drain. And then today they have all these little roots. They're pretty aggressive seeds. So I'm putting them here. And we're just watering them in with a nice gentle spray. You don't want to move the seeds from where we just put them. I'm gonna spread these out just a little bit. And any dry spots, I'm just watering in. Okay, and it's as easy as that. It's time to pull out our banana bread. I think it's just slightly overdone, but that is okay. I had to drive Liliana to a friend's house, so I left it in just a little bit longer. Oh, I love it. Actually, I take that back. I think it's perfectly cooked for us. My husband likes it nice and crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. It smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this little guy out. Just cut along the edges here. Oh yeah, it works perfectly. Perfectly. And look at that. It looks so beautiful. Little baby banana bread. Well, let me try it for you guys. Oh my goodness. Put a little bit of butter right in the middle. Won't be hard to melt it because it is warm and gooey. Absolutely perfect. I promise you guys, you will love this recipe. It is warm, delicious, wholesome. I did not put any nuts or chocolate chips in mine because the kids don't really love that. They like it just the way it is, but you can do whatever you like, whatever your family likes. Thank you so much, friends. That is it for today. Thank you for spending time with me in my kitchen. We made banana bread together. We started some seeds. I think the chickens are really going to enjoy that treat. So I'll take you along with me when those seeds have fully sprouted and we're ready to feed them to the chickens. So that'll be a fun episode too. But I appreciate you spending time with me, and I will see you next time on Sheena's Homestead. Bye.